Have you ever wondered what it truly means to be rich, not just for a lifetime, but for centuries? Imagine waking up every day in a world where your last name opens doors, where your family's legacy is woven into the very fabric of history. This isn't just about money, it's about power, influence, and a kind of security most people can't even dream of. I'm talking about building a dynasty, an empire that stretches across continents and generations, where every decision echoes through time. These families don't just inherit wealth, they inherit a mission, a set of secrets, and a playbook for staying on top, no matter how the world changes. These families aren't just billionaires, they're modern royalty. They shape countries, influence elections, and move entire markets from the shadows. Their reach extends into politics, art, technology, and even the way we live our daily lives. They are the silent architects of the world's wealth and power. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the world's 10 richest families. We'll reveal how they built their empires from the ground up, sometimes through vision and innovation, sometimes through ruthless ambition. You'll discover the secrets to their power, the hidden strategies they use to keep their fortunes growing, and the mind-boggling ways they protect their legacy from generation to generation. From private armies guarding their estates to skyscraper homes that touch the clouds, these dynasties operate on a level most of us can't even imagine. Their lives are a blend of luxury and secrecy, where every move is calculated and every asset is protected by layers of security and tradition. This isn't just a list of rich people, it's a playbook for world domination. These families have mastered the art of influence, using everything from secret trusts to global investments to ensure their power never fades. They know how to adapt, how to hide in plain sight, and how to turn every crisis into an opportunity. So stick around, because what you're about to hear will blow your mind. We're about to journey into a world of unimaginable wealth, hidden power, and the secrets that keep these families at the very top. Are you ready to unlock the $5 trillion secret? Let's begin. First up, the Koch family, an American dynasty whose story begins in the heartland with a man named Fred Koch. In the 1920s, Fred's engineering genius revolutionized oil refining, laying the foundation for a fortune that would span generations. But the Koch legacy is more than just wealth. It's a saga of ambition, rivalry, and relentless pursuit of influence. Some say they secretly run America, operating behind the scenes, their reach extending from the corridors of power in Washington, D.C. to the boardrooms of the world's largest corporations. The Kochs are masters of influence, weaving a web that connects business, politics, and policy. With over $120 billion, their empire is vast, spanning oil, chemicals, and even the paper products you use every day. Koch Industries is a silent giant, its name rarely seen on store shelves, yet its influence is everywhere, from the gas in your car to the packaging in your kitchen. Their business acumen is legendary, but it's only part of the story. But their real power? Influence. The Kochs have mastered the art of negotiation, building alliances and outmaneuvering rivals. Their boardrooms are battlegrounds where billion-dollar deals are struck and the future of industries is decided. The Kochs have poured billions into politics, think tanks, and campaigns, shaping laws and public opinion to favor their interests. Their money fuels movements, elects officials, and crafts the very policies that govern our lives. Critics call it manipulation. Supporters call it free enterprise in action. Yet they're also major philanthropists, funding cancer research, the arts, and education. Their donations have saved lives, inspired creativity, and opened doors for countless students. The Koch name graces hospitals, museums, and universities across the nation, but controversy follows them everywhere. Are they shaping a better world or just pulling the strings for their own benefit? The Kochs inspire admiration and suspicion in equal measure, heroes to some, villains to others. The Kochs prove that true wealth isn't just about money, it's about the power to shape the world. Their story is a testament to the heights ambition can reach and the shadows it can cast. In the end, the Koch family remains an enigma, architects of industry, champions of philanthropy, and perhaps the most influential family you've never truly seen. In the heart of Mumbai, a city where dreams are born and fortunes are made, stands a family whose name is synonymous with unimaginable wealth and influence, the Ambanis. Their story is one of ambition, vision, and controversy, woven into the very fabric of modern India. The Ambani family's fortune now tops a staggering $100 billion, making them not just India's richest but global titans of industry. But their journey began humbly, with Dhirubhai Ambani, a man who started as a small-time trader and built an empire from scratch. Mukesh Ambani, Dhirubhai's eldest son, transformed a modest textile business into Reliance Industries, a conglomerate that now dominates oil, telecom, and retail. Today, Reliance touches nearly every Indian's life, from the fuel in their cars to the phones in their hands. Their home, Antilia, is a 27-story skyscraper towering over Mumbai's skyline. With 600 staff members, it's less a house and more a vertical palace, complete with ballrooms, gardens, and even a snow room to escape the city's heat. Yet, Antilia is also a lightning rod for criticism, a symbol of extreme wealth in a country where millions struggle to survive. The stark contrast between opulence and poverty is impossible to ignore. Some call it obscene, a monument to excess. But the Ambanis have also revolutionized connectivity. With Jio, they brought affordable internet to the masses, connecting over 400 million Indians, urban and rural alike, to the digital world. For many, Jio was their first window to the internet. Through the Reliance Foundation, the family has donated billions to education and healthcare, building schools, hospitals, and supporting disaster relief. Their philanthropy reaches the remotest corners of India, offering hope where it's needed most. The Ambanis live like royalty, hosting weddings that dazzle the world, attended by heads of state and Hollywood stars. Their celebrations are legendary, their influence unmatched. But can you live like royalty and still give like a saint? The Ambanis are trying to do both, balancing immense privilege with a sense of responsibility. Their story is a mirror to modern India, dazzling, complex, and full of contradictions. In a nation of a billion dreams, the Ambani family stands at the crossroads of wealth and purpose, forever shaping the destiny of India and perhaps the world. In the heart of Paris, where elegance and ambition intertwine, the Bettencourt family quietly built one of the world's greatest fortunes, an empire now worth over $90 billion, all rooted in the shimmering legacy of L'Oréal. It all began in 1909, when a young chemist named Eugene Schuller invented a revolutionary hair dye. His vision was simple: to bring beauty to the world, one bottle at a time. But what started as a single product soon blossomed into a global beauty powerhouse, transforming the way millions saw themselves and the world saw France. The story of the Bettencourts is woven with glamour and intrigue. Liliane Bettencourt, Eugene's only daughter, became the face of the family's fortune. She was a fixture at Parisian high society parties, her life a whirlwind of luxury, art, and influence. But beneath the glittering surface, shadows gathered, scandals erupted, secrets spilled, and the family's private world was thrust into the harsh glare of public scrutiny. In her final years, Liliane's life was marked by public turmoil, a bitter legal battle, accusations of exploitation, and a media frenzy that threatened to tear the family apart. Yet, as the world watched, her daughter Françoise Bettencourt Myers stepped into the spotlight, not with fanfare, but with quiet determination. She shifted the family's focus toward philanthropy and privacy, channeling their immense wealth into causes that touched the heart of France. When Notre Dame Cathedral was ravaged by fire, the Bettencourts pledged over $200 million to its restoration, a gesture that revealed both the power and the paradox of their fortune. Their generosity inspired a nation, but also reinforced the walls of privacy that have always surrounded them. For the Bettencourt family, true luxury isn't just about wealth or status. It's about the ability to shape destinies from the shadows, to give without being seen, and to disappear from the world's gaze whenever they choose. In a city that never sleeps, the Bettencourts have mastered the art of being both everywhere and nowhere at all. In the heart of Mexico, one name quietly dominates nearly every aspect of daily life: Carlos Slim. His influence stretches from the ringing of a mobile phone to the swipe of a credit card, from the highways that crisscross the nation to the bustling aisles of department stores. The Slim family's reach is so vast it's almost invisible, woven into the fabric of Mexican society. Carlos Slim Helu, once crowned the world's richest man, built his staggering $80 billion fortune not through invention, but through acquisition. In the 1980s, as Mexico privatized its industries, Slim saw opportunity where others saw chaos. He snapped up state-run companies, most famously Telmex, the national telephone company, at bargain prices. With shrewd deals and relentless focus, He transformed these monopolies into money machines, setting the rules of the game as he went. Yet, for all his power, Slim is an enigma. Critics accuse him of stifling competition, keeping prices high, and slowing Mexico's digital progress. But behind the scenes, he lives almost like a recluse. No flashy mansions, no private jets, no entourage. He stayed in the same house for over 40 years, uses no computer, and famously wears a cheap plastic watch. Is this humility or a carefully crafted image? The Sumaya Museum, named after his late wife, stands as a gleaming symbol of his philanthropy. Inside, priceless art is displayed for all to see, free of charge. Schoolchildren wander past Rodin sculptures and European masterpieces, their visits sponsored by Slim's foundation. Is this generosity, or just another way to polish his legacy? Slim's story is a paradox. To some, he's a ruthless monopolist, using his power to crush rivals and shape Mexico's economy to his will. To others, he's a national champion, a self-made man who kept Mexican companies in Mexican hands and gave back through charity. His legacy is as complex as the country he calls home, admired, resented, and always impossible to ignore. In the end, the Slim family's wealth is more than just numbers. It's a story of ambition, controversy, and the blurred line between public good and private gain. In Mexico, the question remains, is Carlos Slim a symbol of what's possible, or a warning of what happens when one man holds too much power? In the world of luxury, few names are as quietly powerful as the Wertheimer family. Meet Alain and Gerard Wertheimer, the enigmatic brothers who control the legendary House of Chanel. Their fortune, estimated at over $70 billion, is as discreet as it is immense. The Wertheimer legacy began nearly a century ago when their grandfather Pierre Wertheimer struck a fateful deal with Coco Chanel herself. Together they launched Chanel No. 5, a fragrance that would become a global icon and the foundation of a dynasty. That single agreement transformed the family's destiny, creating a river of wealth that has flowed through generations. Today, the Wertheimer brothers own Chanel outright. Unlike most luxury empires, they answered to no shareholders, no boardroom battles, and no public scrutiny. Their decisions are made behind closed doors, shrouded in secrecy, allowing them to steer the brand with absolute control. Their lives and their staggering wealth remain almost entirely hidden from the public eye. But the Wertheimers' world extends far beyond fashion. They are passionate equestrians, owning some of France's finest racehorses. Their sprawling vineyards produce world-class wines, and their private art collections rival those of major museums. All of it, horses, wine, art, tucked away behind a curtain of secrecy, accessible only to a privileged few. The Wertheimers have mastered the art of invisibility. Their homes are hidden behind high gates, their travels shielded by private jets, and their gatherings are strictly invitation only. In a world obsessed with fame and exposure, the Wertheimers prove that the ultimate luxury isn't being seen, it's being invisible. For them, true power lies in total privacy, and that is their greatest treasure of all. The Mars family story begins over a century ago, in a modest kitchen where Frank Mars first experimented with chocolate and sugar. From these humble origins, the family would go on to build a $160 billion empire, one that would forever change the way the world experiences candy. Their first big hit? The Milky Way bar, followed by the iconic M&Ms, those colorful little candies that became a global phenomenon. Snickers, Twix, Milky Way, and more, Mars candies became household names enjoyed by millions across continents. Their products are woven into the fabric of everyday life, from lunchboxes to movie theaters, from trick-or-treat bags to Olympic stadiums. But behind the sweet success lies a family that has mastered the art of staying out of the spotlight. The Mars family is legendary for their secrecy. For decades, the public had no idea what they looked like. No interviews, no magazine covers, no red carpet appearances. Their names rarely appear in headlines, and their faces are almost never seen. This cloak of invisibility has only fueled the intrigue surrounding their immense fortune. But Mars isn't just about sweets. The family quietly expanded into pet care, acquiring brands like Pedigree and Whiskas, and even a vast network of veterinary hospitals. Today they feed not just people, but millions of beloved pets around the world. Their reach extends into the very heart of our homes, and their empire doesn't stop there. Mars Inc. owns food companies producing everything from rice to sauces, quietly diversifying far beyond chocolate. Their business acumen has turned a family-run candy company into a global powerhouse with interests in nearly every aisle of the supermarket. No public faces, no grand gestures, just a quiet, efficient global machine. The Mars family's influence is felt everywhere, yet their presence is almost ghostly. They move billions, shape industries, and employ tens of thousands, all while remaining virtually invisible. With a name that's truly out of this world, you have to wonder, when humanity finally sets foot on the red planet, will the first thing sold on Mars be a Mars bar? For a family that's mastered the art of quiet domination, the sky, perhaps even the stars, are no limit. The Mars family, a legacy built on chocolate secrecy and the relentless pursuit of more. The Waltons, America's retail royalty. With a fortune surpassing $250 billion, they are not just the richest family in the United States, but the wealthiest on the planet. Their story begins in the heartland of America, where ambition, innovation, and controversy would collide to reshape the world of shopping forever. It all started with Sam Walton, a man with a vision to bring everyday low prices to every American household. His relentless drive and down-to-earth approach revolutionized retail, turning Walmart into the world's largest private employer. From humble beginnings, Sam's philosophy of efficiency and savings became a blueprint for global retail dominance. But behind the empire's gleaming aisles lies a storm of controversy. The Waltons' immense wealth has drawn fierce criticism, accusations of low wages, strict anti-union policies, and the devastation of small-town businesses unable to compete. For many, Walmart's rise meant the end of the local mom-and-pop store and the beginning of a new era of corporate power. Yet, the story doesn't end with controversy. The younger generation of Waltons is determined to rewrite the family legacy. They've poured billions into philanthropy, funding education, supporting the arts, and revitalizing communities. Alice Walton's Crystal Bridges Museum of Art has brought world-class culture to rural Arkansas, while grants and scholarships have opened doors for thousands of students. The question remains, are the Waltons architects of opportunity, providing jobs and affordable goods to millions? Or are they the face of a system that suppresses the dreams of workers and competitors alike? For every story of a family lifted out of poverty by a Walmart paycheck, there's another of a small business shuttered, unable to compete with the retail giant's scale. The Waltons embody the paradox of the American dream: unimaginable wealth, built on the promise of low prices and hard work, shadowed by controversy and calls for change. Their legacy is still being written, one shopping cart at a time. In the end, the Walton story is a mirror reflecting both the promise and the pitfalls of modern capitalism. In the glittering world of luxury, one name towers above the rest: Bernard Arnault. With a vision as sharp as a diamond and a relentless drive, Arnault transformed a modest construction fortune into the world's largest luxury empire, LVMH. Today, the Arnault family presides over a constellation of legendary brands: Louis Vuitton, Dior, Tiffany, and many more, each a symbol of elegance, exclusivity, and aspiration. Their combined fortune now exceeds $230 billion, making them not just the richest family in France, but a global powerhouse whose influence stretches from the runways of Paris to the red carpets of Hollywood. But this wealth is more than numbers. It's a story of ambition, risk, and reinvention. Bernard Arnault earned his reputation as a corporate raider, fearless, strategic, and sometimes ruthless. He swept through the luxury sector, acquiring struggling brands and transforming them into global icons. Under his leadership, LVMH became a kingdom where creativity meets commerce, and where every acquisition is a calculated move in a high-stakes game. But behind the scenes, the Arnault dynasty is a family affair. All 5 of Bernard's children hold powerful roles within LVMH, each running major divisions and shaping the future of the empire. Their lives are a real-life succession drama, filled with ambition, rivalry, and the pressure to live up to their father's legendary legacy. Yet the Arnauts are more than business titans. They are also patrons of art and culture. They've pledged hundreds of millions to restore French landmarks like Notre Dame, and their Fondation Louis Vuitton stands as a beacon for contemporary art. Their philanthropy is both a gift to France and a statement of their enduring influence. The Arnauts have built a royal court of luxury, where every detail is curated, every event is exclusive, and every product is a dream sold at a premium. Their world is one of opulence and secrecy, where access is limited and the stakes are always high. But beneath the glamour lies a deeper question. What is the true price of beauty, power, and legacy? The Arnault family story is a dazzling tale of ambition and artistry, but it also forces us to wonder, in the pursuit of perfection, what do we gain, and what might we lose? The Rothschilds are the stuff of legend, a banking dynasty shrouded in secrecy for over 200 years. Their name alone conjures images of immense wealth, whispered conspiracies, and a legacy that shaped the very foundations of modern finance. But who were they really? And how did a single family rise from the cramped Jewish ghetto of Frankfurt to become the invisible hand behind empires? It all began with Meyer Amschel Rothschild, a shrewd coin dealer who saw opportunity where others saw only limitation. He sent his 5 sons, Amschel, Salomon, Nathan, Karl, and James, across Europe, planting the Rothschild flag in Frankfurt, Vienna, London, Naples, and Paris. Through a network of coded letters and trusted couriers, they created the world's first truly international bank, able to move money faster than any government or rival. The Rothschilds became the bankers to kings and emperors, financing wars that redrew the map of Europe. Their money built the railways that powered the Industrial Revolution, and their advice shaped the fate of nations. They wielded invisible power, pulling strings from behind the scenes, using debt as a tool to influence politics and policy. Their reach was so vast, rumors swirled that they could topple governments with a single telegram. Over generations, the Rothschild fortune was carefully divided and hidden within a labyrinth of trusts, companies, and family agreements. Today, their wealth is spread across hundreds of descendants, each holding a piece of the puzzle. The true size of their fortune remains one of the world's great mysteries, impossible to calculate and perhaps by design. While the Rothschilds are no longer the world's richest family, their influence endures in subtler ways. Their banks still advise governments and billionaires. Their innovations, like international bonds and rapid communication networks, became the blueprint for global finance. And their legacy of quiet domination continues, woven into the fabric of the world's financial system. The Rothschilds wrote the playbook on turning wealth into lasting power. Their story is one of vision, secrecy, and relentless ambition, a family whose shadow still stretches across continents and centuries. In the world of money and influence, the Rothschilds remain the ultimate enigma. The House of Saud is more than just a family. They are the very foundation upon which modern Saudi Arabia stands. For nearly a century, their story has been one of ambition, power, and transformation, shaping the destiny of an entire nation. With a fortune estimated at over $1.4 trillion, the House of Saud is not just wealthy, they are among the richest dynasties in history. Their influence stretches from the corridors of power in Riyadh to the financial capitals of the world. Their immense wealth flows from the black gold beneath the desert sands, oil. Saudi Aramco, the crown jewel of their empire, is the world's most profitable company, generating staggering revenues that fuel the kingdom's ambitions. The House of Saud's lifestyle is the stuff of legend. Opulent palaces, fleets of private jets, and mega yachts that glide across the Red Sea. Their world is one of unimaginable luxury, where every desire is within reach. But their power extends far beyond wealth. The House of Saud wields immense geopolitical influence, shaping global energy markets and forging alliances with the world's most powerful nations. Every handshake, every summit carries the weight of their legacy. At the center of this new era stands Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, known as MBS. Charismatic and ambitious, he is determined to modernize the kingdom, opening doors to innovation and reform. Yet his bold moves have sparked controversy and drawn the world's gaze as he navigates the delicate balance between tradition and progress. The House of Saud's vision. 2030 is a daring bet on the future. Billions are being poured into projects like NEOM and The Line, cities designed to redefine urban life and attract the world's brightest minds. Imagine a city with no cars, no streets, just green spaces, cutting-edge technology, and a vision for sustainable living. It's a bold experiment, one that could change the way the world thinks about cities. Yet, beneath the surface, a high-stakes gamble is underway. The House of Saud is racing to diversify, investing in renewable energy and technology, determined to secure a future beyond oil. The world is watching. Will they succeed, or will the sands of time shift beneath their feet? From humble beginnings to global prominence, the House of Saud's journey is far from over. As they strive to build a legacy that will endure for generations, one question remains. Can they truly shape the future, or will history repeat itself? Imagine waking up tomorrow with $1 trillion at your fingertips. Not a million, not a billion, a trillion. That's more than the GDP of most countries, more than the combined fortunes of the world's top tech moguls. With that kind of wealth, you could buy entire islands, reshape skylines, or even influence the course of history itself. So there you have it. 10 families whose power doesn't just shape their own destinies, but the very fabric of our cities, governments, and culture. Their fortunes are so vast they almost seem unreal, numbers on a screen, castles in the clouds. But their impact? That's as real as the phone in your hand, the car you drive, the food you eat. They own the brands we trust, the products we buy, and sometimes even the dreams we chase. But here's the real question. If you had that kind of unimaginable wealth, what would you do? Would you use it to change the world, funding schools, curing diseases, lifting entire communities out of poverty? Or would you build your own empire? Private jets, mega yachts, palatial estates, and a life of luxury most can only dream of. Would you be remembered as a visionary, a philanthropist, or simply as another name on the world's rich list? Let's make it interactive. Hit like if your jaw dropped at the sheer scale of these fortunes, and drop a comment below. Would you trade lives with any of these billionaires? Or do you think happiness lies elsewhere? What would you do with $1 trillion? Change the world, or change your own? And don't forget to subscribe, because next time, we're pulling back the velvet curtain and diving into the dark side of dynasties, scandals that rocked empires, power struggles that tore families apart, and the moments when even the richest nearly lost it all. You won't want to miss the secrets that money can't always hide. Don't just watch the rich, learn what it takes to join them. Every great fortune started with a single idea, a bold move, or a dream that refused to die. So, what's your move? Thanks for watching, and remember, the next story of wealth and power could be yours.